Melissa's like to welcome you to the garage home of the worldwide. Brothers and sisters, mothers and misters, billions and blisses, I'd like to welcome you to the garage home to the worldwide mechanics. I'm your lead mechanic, Mike Rashawn. As always, likes, hypes, and subs is the fastest way to show your boy love. Let's jump right into it. I should have put a question mark. Well, I think I did put a question mark on the initial statement about tonight's episode because I've been listening to No Breaks. I'm actually about to check Game's entire album, the new album, Documentary 3. I'm not necessarily hearing a diss, but maybe it's just me. I'm not hearing a Kendrick diss. I can see disrespect to Kendrick by having a song with Drake on it in light of everything that's happening. Like of all the people you could have went and got a feature from, you went and got a feature from this dude. Like that seems a little obvious. One of the main things that Screwface John, shout out to Screwface, shout out to Screw. His whole thing is Game has this tendency of doing just enough to get a diss across without it implies a diss, but it's just enough to give him plausible deniability whenever he disses somebody. I see what he's saying, and under that light, this could be that, but I'm not sure. And I would like to be before I say Game is going at Kendrick. And there's all this talk. It's like at least we getting a record. At least we getting a record. At least we got an album. We got a record. But even that leads to the possibility that all this could just be promo for his album. It all could just be promo for his album. Maybe none of this is an actual diss, or maybe the entire I'm just gonna play with the minds of the audience enough to where they think that I've actually said something and I think I'm actually dissing, but I'm not really. And this is what I dig, right? I keep saying I'm a huge proponent of if you're gonna talk about somebody, if we're gonna get like shenanigans online, at least accompany said shenanigans with actual music. Shout out to the Game for doing just that. I'm not the person to get mad at somebody for actually honoring my request. I really want to hear music first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, all the way down to 10th before I'm investing in the shenanigans. At least now we have music. So now I'm listening to said music and I'm trying to figure out if this actually equals a Game diss. I mean a Kendrick diss. So I figured the best thing to do would be to come on here into this room full of mechanics, the objective thinkers that you are, and y'all tell me if you hear a diss in this song. I don't know if anybody is. Uh, let's see what the good folks in the chat are saying. Salute to all of y'all first of all. Shout out to Meth and Red, executive coaching for peace. Salute to you, Brim. What up, King? Good to see you. Dana, West Coast in the house. You know I'm listening to you. Wolf, what up? I'm always good, man. Blessed as fuck. Everything's on the incline. Oh, check the IG. We had a really interesting interview with Mariah Lynn and a woman she's rapping with named Parnia. Really interesting interview. I want to start by saying, for all of you who are going to go watch that interview when it drops, that I am not a psychiatrist, I am not a therapist, I am not a shrink. Whatever you heard me say on that joint was my opinion, just based on a couple of loose observations. I have this, excuse me, I have this feeling that the comment section is going to go ham. And the people who already don't like me are going to have a field day after they watch this one. Just remember, you heard it here first. Let me get back to this. Brim says they keep throwing rocks at the creepy house on the left, disturbing the resident that wants to be left alone. That's Kendrick, aka the boogeyman. I'm with you. I'm with you. And I don't. I would have thought that after carving up the biggest name out here, you would be wise to just let that man make introspective hip hop the way he wants to, instead of calling him to the table to have a slapboxing contest, which could easily go left. You'd think that, but Tiffany Blue, what up? AKA Tiffany Banks, Saturday Session Mechanics. Yes, we clock in from time to time. Kendrick probably Kraft, what up? Kendrick probably busy with Trey Parker working on the soundtrack for that AI Hood movie. I'm so sick of AI, but yeah, that's probably right. Tiff got a toolbox. I haven't said that in a minute. Haven't said that in a minute. Let's see. Let's see before we go any further. Dana 916. I just can't take the game serious right now before an album drop. I don't think it's real until the other party responds, not the camp, but reply from the artist. I respect that. I respect that. Because you how can you, right? It's so many shenanigans and so many people who just say whatever to get some attention. How can you take it seriously? Or so many different things today are just marketing schemes aimed at whatever, like just trying to get attention. You I sit here and say that you're really dissing this dude. For all I know, the game and Kendrick are just laughing at this behind the scenes. Kendrick is like, yeah, sure, go ahead, do it. You know, get your album some looks. Go ahead, yeah. Let's because Drake doesn't even rhyme on the song. He's literally just saying the hook. He No bars from him at all. So again, and we don't know how old this song is. There's no telling. The song could have been sitting in Game's hard drive for like years. And just because Game's Drake's voice hasn't changed that much, it's okay to use. There ain't no telling. There's no way to know. There's no way to know. It all could just be shenanigans. Let's see here. Would it hurt worse if Kendrick never responds and continues to go on about his day? Brim, I'm sure, yo, bro. I'm sure that's gonna affect somebody's ego. Is the fall happening? Because what the f? Kenny Mack, continue to roll up. Enjoy your Saturday the way you do. Kendrick's silence is felt though. That's a fact. That's a fact. I don't know what that is. I'm part of me, Raven Carroll, but I'm not shouting out something. Just out I have no idea what that is. Just and it's completely off topic, so I have no idea what that's about. Kendrick working on Whitney Springs. Haywood Pittman, what up? Good to see you. Derek Matthews, what up? Never seen a grown. Wait, I just lost you. I just lost you. Hold on, I just lost what I was. I just lost you. I was just about to read your comment, Derek. Man, never seen a grown adult silence disturb the whole industry like it does. It proves he has a lot of weight in music, even without saying a word. Skyhook, shout out to you. Thank my sister from another mister in the building. Shout out to Skyhook. Derek Matthews, exactly, exactly. With the exception of Nas, when people were shooting at Nas and he had nothing to say and people didn't think he was gonna say anything, it got real loud, and then Ether dropped, and yeah, yeah, the case closed. But Derek Matthews, I completely agree. So does Brim. Jig Holly, what up? Mechanic in the building. Time, what up? Mech and the mechanics. We definitely in the garage with the toolbox working on. I just called, but all the lyrics bought it. Facts, you know what it is. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow's ministry day. To give the swats called the president of wise man. Okay, Mara. Yep, yep. I agree. I agree. Discipline. The game just wants attention, and he is a backstabber. Will work with you, then turn on you and talk about you. Let's be mature instead of following trends. We can create trends, not follow them. I've heard the game referred to as bipolar for his like cool with you one day, mad at you the next day, um, kind of mentality. So I get where you're coming from with that. I get where you're coming from. I don't know if he's a backstabber. That's strong. That's strong. I'm not gonna argue that. I'm not gonna counterpoint that. That is a little strong. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I can co-sign that one all the way. But I also don't think that I could successfully argue you away from that POV. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's worth it because what if I'm wrong? I don't know if I want to defend game in that way. You dig? But I get you. I get you. I get this is not me saying that you're wrong. It's just saying that Lil Tang, what up? I don't think Kendrick is interested in going at anyone from Compton directly anyway. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He tends to be a little. You don't do something like the pop out calling for West Coast unity and then put West Coast friction on Front Street. Something I wish we would do a little bit more in hip hop in general. I kind of wish all the regions would feel like that, and then eventually we could work our way up to, both coasts feeling that way, and then all of hip hop feeling that way. Like that would be super cool. Sky says you can't take it seriously because they are unserious. Yeah, it's starting to look like that. Just, what up? Good to see you, sis. I'm still waiting on that email from you, by the way. If you still want me to go through all that stuff, I'll send you over the screenshots. Just let me know. If no rush, no harm, no foul. But if I want to get it all sorted out, so if you do. The flip side to this is Kendrick responds and destroys him. Here comes the that's just the game. That's not a real win. It's a lose-lose for Kendrick. Some people are gonna say that, but that if it even went in that direction, some people would say that, but most of us, I think that's always gonna be a narrative for people who are anti Kendrick. People who are pro game are just gonna tell you that game won, and somewhere in the middle will be I mean, then there are the pro Kendrick fans who are going to say that, of course, he destroyed him, and then there are going to be those of us in the middle who are objective and think to ourselves, "Hey, you do what you got to do." But the game was asking for it. He got what he asked for. There, it's not a lot of stripes. Or I mean, the game can rap, but it would have. I'd have to see how it all shakes out. It's weird. This whole thing is weird. Time that brother game is definitely an attention seeker. Too much, too much history to try to disprove that point. Like the name dropping is a thing. It's too much for me to try to go over that. Oh yeah, hit the like, hit the hypes, hit the subs. It's the fastest way to show your boy love. Yo, Unc, what you doing? You see what I'm doing? What? How are you? I'm cool. I'm cool. Thanks for asking. Raphael, what up? That silence seems to be his biggest. Yeah, Dana. Yeah, Dana. You're right. Hit the like. I see the likes popping up and the laughs popping up. I'm with it. I'm with it all. Glad y'all are enjoying yourselves. That silence seems to be his biggest weapon, which is rare. Yeah, but his silence is equally tempered with them bars. Everybody knows that if he starts acting a fool, we've seen it. We know what he's gonna do. I wanted to hear Kenny and Joey Badass go at it, but that never happened because that never seemed to take that one seriously. I'm kind of glad he didn't. That one kind of felt like an obvious cloud. I mean, Joey as much admitted it when he was just like, I see everybody else shooting. I want to shoot too, but you don't really have anything to shoot by and shoot for. And Joey just seemed to be upset that the West Coast was getting so much attention, which is not a great reason to start anything of this magnitude where things can get out of hand. You start entourage just start going ham. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. It doesn't. I'm glad he ignored that one. Plus, personally, I kind of needed to just let the whole dissing thing relax for a second. Let me yawn and decompress before they get started with another round of this. Kendrick is chilling. Tiffany Blue. Kendrick's silence is loud. And C and B dangerous. Yeah, Nas is the only other person that uses silence to that effect. Dana, I'm with you. Melly Thomas, what up? The kid. I was told two rappers couldn't call themselves the best. Kendrick already ducked Joey Badass, and now the game. That's cap. That's cap. That's cap. I don't know who told you two rappers can't call themselves the best, but seeing as how we have so many different lanes of people rapping, you can clearly be the best in your lane. And I don't consider it ducking when, the tiers, those two rappers weren't equally yoked, and Joey just really seemed to be trying to get attention, and Kendrick just came off of something where he honestly disliked the person he was rapping against. So I consider that cap. No disrespect, no disrespect. I hear your opinion. I respect your opinion, but I disagree. All we need is one mic. Matty Ice, what up? I like the stuff behind you. Skateboard Dexter. That's actually me. I just love being able to do this. That's actually me from the show. Super crazy. Game is just immature, always has been. I can see that as a point of view. Nelly, Kendrick's silence is loud and can be dangerous. That's what you meant earlier, Nelly. I got you. We got content, Whack 100 voice. Beach Boy Dre Beats. I got you, fam. Yeah, I mean it. I'm sick of content being what moves hip hop around. I'm so tired of that term. How about just some music? which thankfully game gives us. But this whole content is king thing, we put content in charge before actual talent. And you don't need talent to make content. You just need a phone that records. Nas, Kendrick, Ransom, Pusha T are the Mount Rushmore of boogeymen in rap, all in the discipline. Derek Matthews, Nas, Kendrick, Ransom, Pusha. That's a solid list. On some boogeyman business, that's a solid list. How many of y'all saw the carousel that we did for the Mech and Gat show? Shout out to my partner Gat Taylor. How many of y'all saw the carousel where Jim Jones called himself the boogeyman and said he would bar niggas down? Hand to God. Go check my Instagram page. I can already see some of y'all faces. Go check my IG. Scroll back a couple of posts. You'll see it. Nice big carousel with Jim talking. I'm quoting him. Like go check it. Go check it. Hit the like button. Thank you, Tiffany Blue. Hey, use, yeah, same. I would not say he's a backstabber, but definitely coping with mental health issues. It's obvious. It's so obvious to me the way that he will LARP or go parasocial with other rappers, flows, and personal drama. Wow, yeah, I didn't. I actually kind of left that part out. Big Sugar, what up? Big Sugar in the building. I see that. I see that right. And Big Sugar, what up? Come on in here, sis. Make yourself come as you always do. Big Sugar, big sister of the chat. Shout out to Big Sugar. Yeah, hey, use. I get you. Like the kind of bipolar thing that people have said to him, and but I never associated the way he will LARP or go parasocial with other rappers' flows or personal drama. I never actually considered that. Well, you see it, but I didn't put two and two together. That actually makes more sense towards the not necessarily backstabbing issue, but the fact that he takes on other people's drama. Yeah, okay, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I see that. Why untie the city, then take part in a turf war in your backyard? Makes no sense for that to engage. People really think he has to reply to every person who says his name. Dana, I hear you. I am not one of those people. I am not one of those people. I don't think everybody, as going back a few statements, like the idea that he's ducking the game or that he ducked Joey. I don't think every rapper needs to reply to every rapper, especially if it looks like it could get messy or you have a purpose in mind. You every no one's entitled to a response. I just like responses. I just like, especially when it's not. Let me put it this way: I want us to get more into the call out era. I don't necessarily want us to be in the. I'm glad we're leaving the beef era alone, where things can, where issues can multiply and things can happen off wax. I'm more than happy to leave that era alone. I want the next era to be call out. I want us to get into the talent era. Like, I'm calling you out. I can rap better than you. And I would like for the competition without malice to be more along the lines of the forefront. And I think everybody wins. Artists get better, the bar raises, we the people get music, and we get people looking to elevate the craft lyrically. I want that in the worst way. It flattens out ageism because you got the OGs who have spent decades getting their craft together, mopping shit the fuck up. All the new dudes, I don't care what age they are, but all the new dudes, if you're new in this, you now have to elevate your game. You got to step your joints up. You got to get your bars up because somebody might decide they're better than you, and you better be ready with a good 16 to show and prove as to, or at least make an argument out of it. There's always going to be somebody who, taste go across the board. People are subjective, but we if we can get to the place where this is all lyricism now, and you gotta rap better. Oh man, can you imagine all the dudes who would have to clear the f out? Imagine everybody who has to clear the restaurant. You can't afford to pay the tab. You need to bounce before the bill comes. You imagine everybody who just doesn't want to be embarrassed, just having to leave because somebody might call them out and they can't rap. Be perfect. Vot Melmec, do you think it was a diss by the game when he said GNX scares all the holes away on the up? I think that kind of bar is I think that kind of bar is what the good brother Screw was referring to, saying just enough to saying just enough but still giving yourself plausible deniability. As somebody in here said, throwing stones and hiding your hands. I think that was one of those lines. I think somebody could consider it a diss, especially since it's just unnecessary to say. But I think it also gives the game that ain't a diss. Like, I think Screw was right. That kind of bar, not every rapper is worth the time, especially if there's no legit issue. That's Dana. That's exactly how I feel about the Joey Badass situation. Silence is the best revenge. Silence is the best revenge to a fool. I sit and pray and wish my father was still here with all his great with all his great quotes. If you want to make someone very upset, say silent. Your pops had one with that. That's one of them ones. The one truth in it all is Drake wants his lick back, and no way he letting it go. Yeah, I mean, come on, give it a shot. Give it a shot. I'm all for it. Oh crap. Yeah, you got me again, sugar. I'll pin your comment. You got me again. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this. Let me skip one down. This hip hop game is OG. Can we define what is considered duck versus not responding? Because people will use one or the. Yeah, I think CJ. First of all, shout out to CJ. Jomo said, "What? Ain't Jomo still living in 91?" But yo, time. Go check my IG. I promise you, it's up there. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna post it up here. I'm gonna post it on YouTube too. But I do want you to check the IG. If you want to see it right now, it's right over on IG. But I am gonna post it up here too before the full thing actually drops. I'm gonna post it up here. CJ, I think that ducking versus not responding. I don't know if there's a way to. I don't know if there's a way to define it when the end result is the same. It literally falls in the hands of the person who is tasked with ducking, tasked with responding. Only they know. Only they know if this is if we're looking at somebody if they're ducking this or they're just not responding. Only they know. I would, however, submit that I believe Jim is Jim ducked 38. I think Jim Jones ducked 38, and I'll tell you why. Because he did respond. He did respond. His response was to go get somebody else to do it. So he responded, but he refused to rap. I pinned it, sugar. You got it. You got it. You got it. Yeah, Screwface John. Yes, yes, CJ. That's what I was. That's what. Shout out to Screwface John. Um, now Jomo make good music. Yes, but am I watching out for him lyrically? No. Tom, I get you. That was pretty much 38's stance too. Question: if you can't freestyle, can you call yourself a rapper? Sure, sure, sure. Um, maybe you can't call yourself. I mean, you know what? Method Man says that he can't freestyle. Who's gonna tell me or him or anyone with ears that Meth ain't an MC? But Meth says he can't freestyle. Meth says he can't freestyle. Who's gonna tell anybody that Meth ain't like King get busy, Mister Super get busy? Who's gonna tell me he's not an MC? He's not a rapper. Freestyling is like anything else. It takes time to develop. You have to actually like get yourself into it. And Tiffany, that's a great question. I get you, but I'm surprised at that. About for all I know, he could have fixed it. But I remember distinctly in an interview where he told people freestyling ain't his thing. Maybe that just meant he couldn't do it that well. Not that he couldn't do it. Great question. Great question. Um, Great question. Dwayne Molden, what up? We just shooting the shit. Um, in case you missed it, Game dropped a song called No Breaks. He's got Drake on the hook, and we're trying to figure out if this really qualifies as a Kendrick diss. Excuse me. Shout out to Screwface Jean. He had the his mindset is that Drake, excuse me, the Game always consistently will do just enough in terms of dissing. He'll do just enough to give himself plausible deniability and say that wasn't a diss. I wasn't dissing. Y'all hearing things like he honestly messes screws words, not mine, but he'll insult people's intelligence and say like that's not a diss. I don't know why you thought it was a diss, but he does just enough to antagonize the situation and to where somebody who's listening, just plain old fashioned observing, will say, "Oh yeah, that's a diss." For instance, somebody pointed out the line, "I would bring out the G and X, scare all the hoes away." The common thread about Kendrick, one of the common online things, is that girls don't listen to Kendrick Lamar. So that's kind of that falls in line. It shows he's been that falls in line. But Game will say something like that. It falls in line of a diss, little poke of the bear. But Game will always do just enough to call attention to it, but also just a little so he can have plausible deniability and say that's not a diss. Um, do you have to be a certain cloth to be able to apply duck or not respond? Because Dot not responding is not ducking, but Jim not responding is a duck. That is a good question, but I tell you why I think Jim not responding is a duck because he did respond. Meanwhile, Kendrick never mentioned Joey. That's a straight up and down not. That's a non-response. Not mentioning the rapper, not doing any videos about him, not putting any bars out about him. That feels like that's a non-response. That's the definition of a non-response. However, Jim mentioned 38. He mentioned him twice. He actually mentioned him first, and then once was in defense of Jada, and then another time was for him to tell inform 38 that he was not, that he wasn't on his level, but he was gonna go get he was gonna offer a deal for this guy to come in and take care of that. That's a response. But he didn't respond himself, and that's where the ducking comes in. That's the duck. That's the duck. Game. Game. I was talking about game. Um, Typical. Jomo doesn't want any lyrical problems with 38, and the reason I don't have to tell you why, because my brother Mac Rashawn Stephanie explained it well. Because when Jomo had a situation with Dame, that because my brother Mech Rashawn, comma, Stephanie explained it well. Because when Jomo had a situation with Dame, that right, right, right. Mark, mad crazy. Niggas really scared to say dot name because it comes with a lot, bro. First of all, you can just have a cool career and have no problem. Just going about your business. Calling that dude out, like, it just feels it honestly, it just feels like an unnecessary headache because you're dealing with somebody who's he's got the money. He clearly will make the time, and his pen is fast and brutal. That's this and Dot, dealing with Dot, and I'm just telling you from an MC standpoint, dealing with Dot is like a campaign. It's like you're fighting a war of attrition. It's not just one thing. It stops when he decides to stop, but he clearly did, if he decides to keep going, and it just feels like eventually you just want to do other things. I've sparred people, I've fought people to a standstill, to the point where trading punches, collecting bruises, collecting body blows, bruises, aches and pains. You just go, all right, that's enough. Like, I'm not getting anywhere. You're not getting anywhere. I'm not gonna fall. You're not gonna fall. It's gonna take us way too long for one of us to find the shot that stops the other one. And I'm starting to get tired. You getting tired. Like, we still want to spar other people. Like, all right, all right. And that's Sugar. How I be knowing all of what? So where does okay, here we go. So where does Jadakiss stand? Not a not response or a duck, even though it was a sub. If Jada talked about him and Special responded, does this mean Kiss ducked? Kiss responded, but did not proceed. He literally hit him with a half a bar. He literally hit him with the half a bar. But we also weren't talking about smoke necessarily. Well, it's smoke, but it's not beef. So is it a duck? Well, he responded, but he didn't say his name. But again, that's is this about a verse or is this about a career? Which honestly, I kind of felt was a bit of a cop out because we all knew it was about a verse. Nobody was comparing careers. We all know it's about a verse. Clearly, that's what 38 was saying. He was in the market for. Um, Jomo did the same thing with Dame Dash. He got his boys to try and jump Dame, and Dame did not flinch. Yeah, I got you. I remember. My bad. I remember. I see Method Man and my favorite rapper Black Thought on Swing in the Morning with Heather B on it. And the other chick. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The other woman's name is Tracy. Tracy Garage. She's the homie. Method Man and my other favorite rapper, Black Thought, on Sway in the Morning with Heather B and Tracy. Yeah, she is bad. Salute to Tracy. That's the homie. And Method Man was reading lyrics off his phone. Yeah, he freestyle, but I don't believe what Thought was doing was freestyling either. He had those lyrics committed to memory already. He just happened to have a bunch of bars he's sitting on, ready to go, and Meth still had his joints on his phone. But yeah, he said he doesn't. He said he doesn't freestyle. I'm still back and forth on the Jadakiss thing. I think there are schools of thought that will say he ducked going head to head with 38 on a verse. I think there are definitely schools of thought that will say that. I said Pusha duck Jim Jones, but nobody agreed. Oh, um, well, all of what's his name? That his verse on his verse on Chains and Whips was all at Jim. But nobody really said each other's name. Well, Jim said something about Malice, and Push went at his head on Chains and Whips, and then left it there. Um, so that's not a duck. That's not a duck. Push got Jim out of here throughout the Clips album. Derek Matthews. Yeah, I tend to. The response has to be worthy too. That's true. That's true. That's true. You definitely don't like if you drop something at me and then I drop something at you and then what you drop after that is lackluster. Sounds like your Ghost Rider took the day off. I'm not responding to that. I said what I said. It's over. Like your comeback wasn't worth anything else. I'm cool after that. I'm with you on that. Like the response has to be worthy of something else. You need something else to you need there's got to be some heat with this response. AZ is one of my favorite rappers. Jada Kiss is definitely in my top three. My brother Mac Rashawn is like you said. If this Rucker Park, who's the best? I don't mind. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Salute time. I'm with you. Certain artists are not taken seriously, so a lot of ducks aren't ducks. A lot of circle. A lot of ducks are ignoring or go ahead, man. Like find somebody else to play with, bro. Go ahead, man. Get out of here. I used to hear Nas disses all the time when I was at the source. They didn't even crack the surface. I mean, go ahead, man. When it's literally a clout chase, I think you're allowed to. It warrants ignoring what's being said. Like you're only here because I'm not yet, not yet. He's not yet. Push did cook Jim on Chains and Whips. Mad crazy. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And everybody knew it, which is why I don't consider it a duck. Why doesn't Game pick on Push like he did Ross if he is sticking up for Aubrey? Who knows? Who knows? Actually, wait for it. The day's not over yet. Who knows where that's gonna go? All day, what up, crew? What's good, King? Because people pick and choose. That's why. I mean, with the game, no disrespect, this bipolar ass. Who knows? He could decide to just go ahead and do it. Um, oh, the real Dean Cat. I've been searching for your profile for ages. Your takes always age like fine wine. More power to you, sir. Oh, King, thank you for pulling up. Subscribe, bro. Come on over here. We keep real good energy around this space, and all we do is talk hip hop. So you found your tribe. If that's what you're into, that's what you dig. You 100% found your tribe. Come on, pull up. Subscribe to this and the Mech and Gat Show channel as well. Salute to everybody who went over and subscribed to me and my brother's channel. It's definitely been picking up a lot of steam and a lot of speed. But these interviews are coming fast and furious, so it makes sense. Issa, what up? Welcome. Saturday session. Thank you for pulling up. Yo, not changing subjects. Any thoughts on Darnell versus Joe? Oh, Joe, DJ all day. Salute. Queens get the money. Joe. Joe. With all due respect, because Darnell got classics, and I did not expect that one to be as entertaining as it was. But yeah, I think Joe. Salute to both of them. Salute to both of them. But Joe looks like he's been in the gym. And I don't mean literally the gym. I mean like he looks like he's been on the court putting up shots, getting his reps up, making it happen. And Donnell looked it was a little rusty. Joe 20 owed Donnell respectfully. Wow. Joe was giving a master class. Yeah. Donnell Mike was horrible. Then there's the technical issues. Definitely a thing. Um, Not really feeling the game's new album. Keith, I'm gonna go. I gotta go listen to it. I gotta check it. I haven't checked it yet. Both great live though. Yeah, Joe for the win. Yeah, bro. I mean, it was a good versus. Blue, I'm with you on that. Joe is the Kurt Angle of R&B. You stupid. You stupid. Brim, you stupid. You stupid for that one. It was. It was a good versus. It was a good versus. I did not expect it to be as entertaining as it was. But then you start hearing all these like great records responsible. These two dudes are responsible for, and you remember how dope they are as artists. You know those the bodies of work start coming to the surface. It's like, oh my god, oh I remember this one. Oh, I remember this record. Oh, I remember that record. Oh, I remember this record. And then it was really way more into the. And then when 50 came out and he did the power joint, y'all remember how Fifth caught hell from everybody and their mother for replacing Joe with Trey songs on the power theme? He got that off once and never went back to it again. Hilarious. Yeah, the 50 pop out was surprising. What you gonna do now, Donnell? Your boy's back. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. All right, I figured it out. I'm not planning on keeping you guys too much longer. Just, I saw you had to break out. Hey, garage, I have to go. It's game night at my dog's house. Everybody have a good evening. Share a good meal. Have cooked oxtails, rice, cabbage, and cake. Oh my God. Now I'm definitely letting y'all go because that just made me hungry. That just made me hungry as hell. All of the above. That just made me wild hungry. Like my stomach legit just growled. I'm not even gonna hold y'all too much longer. Um, that was oh man, that was disrespectful. Answer your comment. Okay, what did I miss? Let me see. We eat oxtails on the regular around here. Wolf, you considered welcome to Well, welcome. Well, super congrats. Where's your comment, Sugar? I'm looking for it. I appreciate all the peeps at state. Yes, we do appreciate all the people at state. Yo, shout out to Sugar, man. Shout out to Sugar. Shout out to Sugar. Shout out to Sugar. For no reason other than I feel grateful and gratitude. Shout out to Sugar. Yeah, I will wait a minute. Yo, my daughter said hi. She thought the video. tell, tell, hey, little mama, good to see you. She might as well be video chat with me. I'm video chatting with everybody here. Kendrick might be the Jeepers Creepers of hip hop. You feel something fly over your head and see a shadow fly near you and run. Feels like that. Oh, 3 years old, adorable. Okay, Sugar, help me. What are you trying to say? 50 still GGA. Hey, Mac, scroll up to see my last comment before you go. Executive coaching for peace. All right, you and Sugar. Hey, Mac, next time I want to get your perspective on where and how hip hop originated. Oh, Jesus. Um, I'm not that old. I'm not that old. I kind of take my cues from a lot of different people as far as like where it originated from, and I think it's a oh, it's 50 still MAGA. Oh, no wonder the computer wouldn't let you type it out. It's trying to yeah, yeah. I think 50 is a capitalist. I don't know if he really believes too strongly in one direction or the other. And I'm just keeping it a buck. Great question, but it's one of the I don't know. I don't know if he ever really believed it. I just think 50 sees money and he just tries to get to the money, which doesn't make him supporting somebody like this dude any better. It doesn't make it cool. Yeah, I think he's just about the bread, but again, it doesn't. That still not okay. That in your quest for money, you co-sign, President Cheeto. Not okay. Yeah, but executive coach for peace. As far as like the origins of hip hop itself, I just think it was the perfect storm of a lot of different things. People, we as a people have always drawn from our past, and we've always been influenced by the greats, by the masters of their craft. Rapping was a segment by itself. Graffiti was a fairly new thing. DJing was, fairly scratching and cutting new, and breakdancing, elements of other kind of dances into this thing, and then each thing evolved. So for those four elements to come under one umbrella to form hip hop, like I just think it was destiny. For lack of a better term, for lack of something better to tell you, I just think it was fate. It was destiny. Yeah. Watch the Eric Sermon interview. Yeah, that was a good one. When I kind of yelled at yelled is bold, but I kind of got it 3 stacks about succumbing to ageism. Really bothers me. What do you think of AI and music today? Where are we going with all this? To hell if we don't pray. Alamo, cello, cities, cello. To hell if we don't pray. It's the devil. It's the devil. It's the devil. It will cause way more harm than good. It gives credence and clout and access to clowns, to talentless hacks. If your talent is a prompt, you are not real, and I'm not here for it. It's just a shortcut across the board. I would love to see Mac interview with Talib Kweli on his new podcast. Tell that to Talib. We actually did it. I don't know why he hasn't run it yet. Tell that to Talib. I actually came all the way. I went all the way out to Jersey to sit with him, and we had me, him, and Tef Poe. We had a great sit down. Tell that to him. I'm waiting to hear. I'm waiting to hear it too. I would love. I don't even remember what the hell I said in that interview. It was that long ago. I am that old. I just know you've talked and you, a lot of people for the background. I mean, the whole FBA cool, Young Spade stuff. I listen to yeah, yeah. I mean, that's it's a lot to go over. I try. I don't get me started on the FBA stuff. Like I'm not. Their whole the whole setup just feels super divisive, and you always have to consider the source when a story is being told and what that person's motivation might be. And this is a hip hop thing, bro. Like I'm not even trying to get into that. The same people who's you gonna make me get into it. Just felt like arguing with a bunch of Trump supporters. The whole thing just seemed to be telling me that Kamala wasn't black enough, and Fat Joe's not black enough, and this, that, and the third. Like, bro, it just felt like a waste of time. It all just felt like a waste of time. And you're talking to somebody who's an FBA, who's a foundational Black American, who can be traced back all the way to the ships. And bro, I'm not interested in entertaining none of that. Yeah, the kid, I feel you. All right. With that said, I'm gonna go get something to eat before this headache kicks all the way in. Brothers and sisters, mothers and misters, bunions and blisters, I want to thank y'all for pulling up to the garage, home to the worldwide mechanics. I'm the lead mechanic, Mech Rashawn. As always, likes, hypes, and subs is the fastest way to show your boy love. Any dollar made through this channel is reinvested back into this channel. Still waiting on my laptop, which is driving me crazier than y'all might know. But just trust when I get my hands on it, y'all will be the first ones I tell and show. Did not mean for that to rhyme. In the meantime, in between time, go on, hang up your coveralls, hang up your tool belt. Let's get this thing off the rack and see where we at. I will see you guys Monday, maybe at 5 o'clock. If it happens the way that I think it's gonna happen, make sure you hit the alarm bell because when I go live on Monday, I am going to be in a very specific location. If I get this call and it happens, it's something that you don't want to miss. I'm gonna post it just the same, but I would like for y'all to be here when it pops, so y'all can be front row with the popcorn and enjoy it before anybody else. Again, thank y'all for coming. Be safe, be blessed, be well. As just says, go have a good meal with somebody that you really care about. And the garage is now officially closed for the evening.